You're listening to a Lost in the Groove segment.
Having good vibes with your bones and joints. Taking a trip into the groove. American groove into stoner world. Gonna play.
Talking about before this whole fucking fiasco and all this bullshit happened. What were we talking about? Because I can't remember. And then you no, I remember. Now I remember. You brought up this weird fucking shit about Gerber free silver spoons. All right.
Yeah.
And
Gerber baby food. They used to give you a free baby spoon.
Still think it's weird as shit. I'm being real honest.
It was like a late 80s, early 90s thing where if you mailed in to Gerber babies and you told them the name and birth date of your baby, they would engrave it on a silver spoon and mail it back to your house. It was during the same time that you could collect a whole bunch of little tickets off of a cereal box and then mail them all in and then get a prize. But they used to do that a lot. You do these mail in for a prize thing.
Sorry. I don't know. I think it's still weird as shit. Okay. I don't know. There was just a weird ass time where companies just be at throwing out just free stuff. I don't know.
I think
Marlboro's.
great.
Yeah, Marlboro's had a program where you could collect points. You could buy a $5,000 computer if you just smoked a shitload.
That seems like they're trying to coax people into smoking.
In a way, yeah. It's
we'll
just
pay you if you smoke.
yeah, if you just buy more Marlboro Reds, just keep it coming.
Oh man. I don't know, but
weird ass fucking times. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, there's a baby spoon with my birth date engraved on it, and it was free.
Your birthday will always be ingrained in my brain. And I said this so many times.
Yeah.
November 6th. I got fired. I got fucked up. But hey, it was Karissa's birthday.
It's also Ethan Hawke's birthday.
Yeah, surprisingly enough. I do not really know who that is, but I will go wherever the wind will take me.
Somebody knows who Ethan Hawke is.
Somebody does. Definitely. There's got to be.
Ethan Hawke is he was a heartthrob boy from the 90s.
Of course.
But he has the same birthday as me. Same with Emma Stone. We share the same birthday.
The difference is I'm assuming with Ethan Hawke, just my assumption. At this point he'd be middle age, hairline receding,
not
beer
too
belly.
bad. No, honestly, he's pretty all right.
Oh, okay. Turned out pretty cute.
Took good care of himself. He was married to Uma Thurman.
Oh wow. Okay. Damn.
Yeah, she had 2 of his kids.
Jesus. Well, I wish those kids the best of luck. They're going to need it. I was going to tell you.
Uma Thurman's daughter looks exactly like Uma Thurman. I was like, whoa.
I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic, because you'd only think to be one, but then there's 2. And then, if the one dies, there's still another.
What, you gotta have 2 kids in case one dies? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, kind of it's kind of because look, there's always what ifs and possibilities. If you fucking die and then your other kid dies, that's it. It's over. Okay. So at least with 2 kids, you got 2 chances. All right. You have 2 chances if fucking shit goes down.
You might have 1 successful kid if you have 2.
Mm-hmm. You might have 1 that's a fuck up, but 1's a success.
Did you ever watch Walk the Line?
No. I know what Walk This Way, though, is. Walk this way.
Walk the Line is the Dewey Cox story, where they make fun of Oh no, Walk Hard. Have you seen Walk Hard?
No.
Walk Hard is a comedic,
I love how
like,
you changed it and then you would
well,
assume that I would know
because
immediately. Yeah, but
Walk
no.
the Line. Walk the Line is actually a movie about Johnny Cash. And Walk the Line was a really, really big deal a long time ago. Like I would say like 2012, 2013.
Very specific
Walk the
years. Yes.
Line. Reese Witherspoon won the Academy Award. Joaquin
Of course.
Phoenix played Johnny Cash. It was a really big deal, that movie. And so then there was a comedic movie made off of it called the Dewey Cox story called Walk Hard. And I highly suggest both these movies to anybody. You got to watch the
Double
real
feature.
one.
You know,
You
you
got to
watch
watch
the
the
real
real
one
one
first,
first, and then you
and
watch
then the
the
fake
funny
one.
one.
Oh, sorry, funny one.
It is
Second.
fake. It's like Scary Movie. You know how they like make like a parody movie of the movie and then you like laugh at it? Well, in the Dewey Cox story, and much like in this, because they're making fun of the Johnny Cash story. So Walk the Line is like a biography story of Johnny Cash. And in Johnny Cash's life, Johnny Cash and his brother get in like a near death experience, and his brother dies at a young age. So Johnny Cash's brother died when he was little, and his father is a real asshole. And the kid that died was like very religious, very well behaved, was like very much like the dad's favorite. And he was supposed to become like a pastor, and like in the movie it's always kind of hinted at that the father might have possibly liked it if it was Johnny Cash that died, because Johnny Cash was trouble. You know, he's like a troubled kid. He's the bad kid.
I don't give a
Like,
fuck what kind of kid he was. Let me tell you, that
he's
motherfucker knew how to
successful.
play a guitar.
I know,
And
but like that
he,
was not an accepted thing in a religious family. Like, he's a very naughty boy. So, like, in the movie, like the real movie, they always kind of like allude that like the dad was like really unsupportive of Johnny Cash. But then in the comedic movie, they just go as far as to have the dad just be like, the wrong kid died. And it's the funniest thing in the
damn,
world.
that
Like,
is hard
it
core.
is so funny. Like, when you see it, like when the dad's just like, yeah, but the wrong kid died. Like, but the way he says it
It's
is
kind of like,
so funny.
it's kind of like in the Big Lebowski when he's literally saying like, I'm Shomer Shabbos, all right? And it's like, first off, people are like thinking it's ironic and hilarious, but like people don't realize that it's like a literal like fuck you. It's like, listen, I will go as far as like, even though my fucking ex-wife I'm not married to, like I will still use the Shabbos as an excuse to get a fucking hard on. The point I'm trying to make over here is like kind of connection is like where the dad will go as far as to be like, damn, wrong kid died.
It's supposed to be
Shit.
funny.
It's so fucking funny.
I think it's funny.
But you get my twist though with the Big Lebowski, because that fucking shit as a Jew was hilarious. Like,
Yeah, The Big Lebowski is incredible. Like, we could do an entire episode just about The Big Lebowski.
we kind of did a little
Have
while
we already
back.
done it before?
I think so.
We are stoners, so like it kind of makes sense.
I mean,
you
we've
know?
covered like all the
I went
all the
to
twa and the twang and the two and the twee.
I went to a Big Lebowski like screening where it was like everybody get together and watch The Big Lebowski, and it was like a whole bunch of people dressed like the dude. Like I saw just like tons and tons of guys.
Yeah, the
like,
bathrobe and the slippers
yeah,
with
the
the
white
sunglasses.
t-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always like they'll fucking like buy the
The
white
dude.
tee in Walmart for $4.99, and then go to the paint supply and just put fucking shit all over the shirt. Okay, to make like look all dirty and
It's that
stuff.
sweater though. That sweater, like there's only like one or two people that have like the exact one. Everybody else has like one that looks kind of like it, but like
not exact.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's like the stripes and the little pockets and like the dude is the dude.
The dude.
Dude, like the dude, he's got it all figured out, man. Like fuck. That's
It all
exactly what
started-
I want.
It was all about a carpet, bro.
Yeah, but before the carpet, everything was damn good.
I mean, if you want to go as far as like get in the same car that he had in the same condition, bro, you drive that thing, you are a safety hazard to society. Okay? I'm just saying. But there are them hardcore motherfuckers that will be doing that shit. And you know that, girl. You know that, right?
I don't know what you're talking about anymore. Am I really not following it?
No,
What?
I'm talking. Okay, like dudism is like a real thing. Okay, like people take this like real hardcore. Okay, same thing with Johnny Cash. Okay, like let's be real with ourselves right now. Johnny Cash fans are not just Johnny Cash fans. They're Johnny Cash fans. All right, these are motherfuckers that if you shit on Johnny Cash, they will come for you. All right, now follow me here. All right.
Okay.
We have with dudism, okay, where these dudes that dress up as the dude go as far as to not only dress up and be like him on a day-to-day basis.
I mean, I would fucking love that, but I have
Okay.
to pay bills. Like,
Right. But go as far as be driving a jalopy like that motherfucker.
they even
And
got the car
Yeah.
to go with it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And that is a safety hazard to society. Let me express myself one more time.
That they've gone too far.
Way too motherfucking far. Like, bruh, the dude isn't about representation. The dude is about inner like an inner sanctuary. It's your inner. It's what makes you you. Like, what do you stand for? You stand for you or you stand for somebody else?
Man, I've been so pissed off recently. Like,
Oh, I know. Even like getting up to this point to be able to fucking record that literally took 45 minutes.
no,
get
it's just
you.
like ever since they fired my coworker, I've just been pissed as fuck. Like, my inner peace has just been like wrecked, you know?
You need one of those testosterone injections. Ugh.
I feel like that'd be like the opposite of what I
know.
need.
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
I feel like that'd make me like more angry.
Or you want to go even further? You buy the Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
Nah.
Wait. Then go to the cookies aisle and you buy the bougie cookies.
I tell you, it's not strong enough. Like, that's where I've gotten. I've gotten to the point where like everything's so shitty that like there's nothing like nice enough to like even it out. Like the ice cream isn't cutting it, the bowl isn't cutting it. I don't know. Earlier when we were singing, that was working. But like that's what it takes, man. Like that's too much.
I don't know. I found kind of like a peace with almost cooking these days. We're all about the artist. That is the whole purpose of this podcast, period. And you have a really valuable tool. You can share this with artists, people that are creative, someone that can enjoy this podcast and really enjoy the experience of Lost in the Groove. So, with that, let's jump back to today's episode, shall we?
I wish. That's the thing, is that nothing will let me do anything that I want to do. Like, this is the majority of what I get to do that I want to do. And it's scary to sit here and complain about never getting to do what I want to do, because then they'll fire me. And then I'll really just have tons of time of doing whatever I want to do, but I won't have any money, so I won't be able to do anything. I don't know.
It's the two sides of the two sides of the sword.
I have no time to cook for myself. Like, I legitimately
No,
can't.
I'm not, girl. I'm not telling you have to cook for
I
yourself.
would like to, though.
What I'm
Like,
saying,
but they've taken my time.
when I have the time, for me, when I have the time to be able to, like, I find this enjoyment of like being able to make quick meals and like being able to like put all the stuff together by myself. But there's also those times where like I find enjoyment helping out others. And what I mean by that is that even though like I don't have a lot of money, I try to help out when I can. And it's kind of like I don't expect anything from anybody. I just like to do it. And that kind of, that's something that I like to do. But what I'm trying to point out, we all have that bleh. We all have that no energy, no time, no flex. But there are those things that we can do, whether it be ourselves, something that we want to do, that we have the ability, we have the control of, and can kind of give us that boost. As they say on the track, the nitrous. I don't know why I did that, but I thought it was necessary.
No, it's okay. I watched a whole bunch of Fast and Furious movies over the past couple weeks.
Yeah,
so.
the nitrous shit, by the way, in Fast and Furious is completely unrealistic. We could talk off the air and I can kind of explain how that works. Because what they do in the movies is complete garbage. Yeah, but anyway, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I feel like I have been so completely drained and depleted by all the assholes running everything around me that it's hard for me to do as good as I would naturally do without them fucking everything up. So that is extra draining on top of the additional draining. So that's my master complaint for today. Yeah, a complaint above all complaints is that everybody's an asshole. And what is the thing that I wanted to say a lot recently? I would rather die. But then I'd rather die than what?
We don't know what that what is.
Yeah, I don't know, but for some reason that's been on like the tip of my tongue. Like, I'd rather die.
But then,
I think it's because I wish that I had any authority. And I realized that maybe the only authority I ever even possibly have is that I'm alive or not. And that might be the only piece of authority that I have at all. Like, I think I actually have nothing, no power of any kind whatsoever. I believe absolutely every single bit of power has been completely stripped from me at this point in my life. Like, what do I have control over? Absolutely nothing. I'm completely owned in all ways.
I don't think that we as people need to be control of things.
I would like to have some freedom, or I at least liked it when I had the illusion of it.
I think that most things in life are temporary. Whether that be more of a permanent type of temporary, sure. But people come and people go. Lives around us change. Yeah, you're right. Like, our control and ability to do things are sometimes very much limited. But I think that's just the factor of living. And yeah, you do bring up a great point. Like, the only authority you kind of really have is being alive.
That's it.
But as life goes on, we have those abilities to have different types of control.
No.
I think so. I disagree.
Like, zero. Like, I don't have any control over anything.
That may be now, but that may not be the same thing next year or the year following or in 5 years from now.
I kind of feel like it's just like sometimes you're under the illusion that you're not just like some work slave, like for the United States.
This is why, like, particularly even for myself, the attitude around my classmates is, and even some of my instructors, is you go into, okay, I'm going to get a little bit political, and there's a reason why, but I'm not going to dig too deep into this. There's this thing where you as a technician, you can go to trade school, such as the one I'm doing right now, and then you go to work in a dealership for about 3 years or 4 years. You get all of your certifications, become a master technician, you pay off all of your debt, you have a good salary. Once you're finished that, the way that Trump's campaign and basically like government right now would allow for a person such as myself to be able to open up my own independent shop, be able to have my own business working on cars, and then allow me to have like those other flexibilities.
How would you pay rent?
So it used to be where independent shops used to get benefits from the government. So like there's certain types of not grants, like loans that you could sign up for. And usually, like, depending, when you're a master technician and you're working in the dealership, well, like, one of the things is to gather up money to be able to put down for a down payment. The problem that has arisen because of recent government and the issues that we've been having in this country is it's become so expensive for people to have an independent shop.
Yeah, it's the rent.
The rent, the cost, the expenses, the insurance,
The
taxes. That's what I was saying earlier. If the taxes go down, the percentages go down.
It's the property tax, though. That's not going to change.
No, property tax is not going to change. However,
Property tax is wretched.
It can be very wretched, but it also depends where you're living, too.
I've looked. Like, I mean, like, is it a lot worse here than anywhere else? I mean, I figured this is pretty basic. Property taxes around here are fucking terrible on, like stuff that isn't residential. Like,
Yeah.
if it's, like, retail or it's, like, you know, commercial, the property tax is, like, I mean, we're talking, like, $50,000 a year.
It honestly, again, it all depends. You're right. You bring up a really good point.
Maybe even like 100,000 a year for the property tax.
I know for myself that is where I want to get to, and like I've come to the kind of realization of this. I want to be an artistic person, but at the same time, like I need to be able to get myself financially stable. And one of those ways is taking something that I like to do, that I know that I can make money off of, that can feed out into other things that I want to be able to do as well, such as doing this, and among other things. I don't have control of those things happening exactly the way that I want them to. Okay? I don't know what is exactly going to happen when I finish school around this time next year. I don't know. But what I do know is those are kind of the places that I want to get to. And those can completely change. What I'm trying to get at is, even for yourself, you're in a position right now where you don't have a lot of control, which is understandable. I mean, that is the situation. But you're going to reach another point where you're going to have, basically, you're not going to be in the same position. Does that make sense?
It's all the same thing. Just me doing what everybody else wants me to do. Like, I do what everybody else wants me to do so much that I've completely lost touch with what I want. That's how much I'm not allowed to do what I want to do, is that I don't even remember what I want to do anymore.
You know what I decided? I told, hey, it's Dave, and I quickly just wanted to jump in and say, if you've been enjoying the podcast, I'm enjoying this episode, if you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, that'll be so greatly appreciated. Because here's the thing. Someone might read that review and make the choice if they want to listen to the podcast. You get to help grow this podcast with us. How fucking cool is that? Let's jump back to today's episode. they have the Lord of the Rings anime that's coming out next Friday. So I told one of my classmates, he's a Marines vet, sweet guy. His name is Enrique. I said, hey, he loves anime. I was like, hey, they're coming out with a Lord of the Rings anime. You down? He's like, hell yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have one Friday. I'll spend a little bit of money. I'm going to go out with some of my classmates. I'm just using that as an example of like, I get where you're coming from. But like, whenever I get like those moments to like be able to just like do something that I want to do, and I know like other people in my instance, other people that I can connect with too, I gravitate towards it. Even though like I know I can't really afford that shit, I don't really have the time. Like there are other things that I can be doing. But Dan, sometimes you need that. You feel me? You do.
Yeah,
you need
it's
that
like
shit.
how I do my nails. Like I get my nails done.
Right? You know, you get some me time. You know, it's like a nice, quiet place. It's relaxing. You look forward to it. Come on. You do.
Oh,
You look forward to it.
I like getting my nails done. Yeah. Louis, come on.
You used to tell me how much you used to love those all-day spa places.
Yeah, I love going to Koreatown.
That shit sounds bomb.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, over 100,000 miles from here.
True. What kind of spas do they have out there?
I just can't help but think that everything's a lot worse than it was there. Like, it was like I thought that things were bad and that's why I needed to leave. And then now I'm here and it's worse than it was out there.
I think it's worse in a different way, but there are a lot of problems with LA. Like, I think living in a place. I think living in a place where there's 8 million people can be a little much on a person. You know, I'm coming from somebody like I grew up in the country. Like I grew up in upstate New York, like kind of upstate New York, but I grew up in the suburbs. You know, and I've been living in big cities, and there are like different worst like experiences from both. Does that make sense? From like small populations to large.
At least I could be outside.
Yeah, it's cold as hell in Iowa, honey. Like you're in the landlocked center of the United States.
I don't know what I'm doing.
What you mean?
Like I just want to like smack myself. Like I just want to like I want to hurt myself for moving here. Like I'm so mad at myself for having done this.
I'm sorry. I just keep on staring at this adorable dog that like is barely coming up on camera because he's so fucking dark.
My dark boy.
Oh my god. He's so cute. You know something? I said I kind of felt the same way like moving down here to Florida. Because to be honest, like I don't really have very much out here. I mean, I have my mom. And I've met some people along the way. And I have made connections. But I have like no peace down here. I literally like I'm at the point right now where I'm not even working. I'm like paycheck to paycheck every week, and I'm driving over 100 miles every day. I'm exhausted. I'm beyond exhausted.
I think like I don't
have any time to myself. Like my time is everybody's time. Like my time is my school time. My time is to my mom's time. My time is my grandparents' time. Like I don't have time. Like my version of time is like staying late at school to hang out with my classmates. Okay, that is my me time. All right, like my life is is sad and pathetic. Like, yay, I'm in trade school, but it's sad and pathetic.
I know, it was so annoying. Like today at school or work, we were supposed to like say something about ourselves and like, and then like our
Give me the
name.
rubber cock on the table and let me suck it.
I'm like, the fuck?
Loop
like,
it up.
My name is Karissa. I'm here. Like, no one gives a fuck about my personal life. Like, you guys don't care at all. Like, you don't care if I'm alive or dead. Like, don't even act like you want to know what I do with my free time. You don't respect my free time. You text me while I'm away from work. Like, no. I'm not talking to you. I'm not pretending to be your happy little bitch either. Fucking hate
Could always
this.
shove a nail up their ass.
I wish. Fucking sick of stupid bitches.
Well, hey, sometimes the raw and the real is the most important, but like, I mean, I know that it is going to be a really bumpy ride. Like, I know that the dealership environment is probably not something that I'm like mentally prepared for, but I know what I signed up for. I know what I want to do, and I know how I'm going to get there.
Yeah, and you should definitely always try. I'm just like, and I think maybe you could do it. And even if it doesn't work out forever, it might work out for a minute. Like, like right now, I'm not a successful makeup artist, but at one point I was. And
Mhm.
if I'd have just like, focused on the fact that I'd be like here as a failure, like later on, I never would have at least had like that moment where I was successful, and that was worth it. So I never would have told myself not to try, cuz like I feel like at least like if you are successful for like 10
A minute.
years and you like, fix a lot of really cool cars, at least it was there for a minute. It's worth it, even if it's like a year or two. But I will say the pain of having it and no longer having it is pretty intense. Like there's a bliss in not knowing what you had and what you could have and things like that.
I think though people have their ups and downs. I told you this before. I know that like we have our ups and downs, and
Just down. You'll go up, and then after up, it's just down.
but then it goes, and then it comes
no.
right back up. Yes, it does.
No, it's just a really big gradual up
Nope.
until it peaks.
Mm-mm.
There's a peak.
Mm-mm.
Everybody peaks, okay?
I again, I believe
Everybody
that
peaks, man.
I think every single person has their ups and downs.
Well,
Everybody.
I guess there's like your day-to-day up and down. But I guess when I'm talking about like full-on career success, there's a peak.
You got to define career and success, because for a lot of people that can change dramatically. I had this
Whenever you
woman
make the most money is how I'm defining it.
I had this lady on the podcast. I think her name was Valu Toila. I'm saying the name correctly. She was a physician, like she was like a doctor, for a long ass time, and she got tired of the industry and how everything was being run, and she really loved art, and she started creating abstract art like 8 years ago, and she taught herself like she is a really cool. I will send you a link. She's a really cool fucking painter.
That sounds cool.
And she's just amazing to talk to. Like this is and here's the thing about her, right? She went to school for fucking shit ass time. She then went to a clinic. They completely changed over like their entire like head of staff, like just new management and everything. And then they were like, "Oh, by the way, here's more work, and this is what you want to do." And she was like, "No, I'm not doing this." And then she tried something else out, and that worked. Like her life has like dramatically changed so much. And she was doing this while having a husband and 2 kids. I'm like, Jesus.
That is incredible, but like she had the money to do it because she's a doctor. Otherwise, you just have to do all the shit that you don't like doing.
But you know what? The thing that I like, whatever the case may be, like, true. But she could have been like the rest of those doctors, just doing the exact same bullshit for their entire fucking life. Like, not only did she completely change over
Yeah.
her entire career, but then she's like, she gave up her entire career to pursue art. You get what I'm saying? Like, the different phases where she had like her ups and downs. And like, I don't know what her relationship with her husband and her kids were like. I'm just giving that as an example. I hear you, but I believe that every single person, yeah, you may have peaks, but there are always going to be those ups and downs. Like, you're going to have your downs, and then there are those ups. It's just, there's a lot of factors. Things change in our lives. Environments change. New situations come. There's a lot of things that can happen. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. You'll still have a peak.
Oh my God. Jesus fucking Christ.
And after that, nothing will ever be good as it was. But,
Oh my
you know.
This is a horror version of Karissa. Stage 4. Like, full on
saying,
zombie
you
apocalypse.
You haven't experienced 35, okay? And around the age, I would say, of like 32, all your dreams die.
So, if you want to buy some of Carissa's candles, you can go to Velvet Earth Shop Co. at co.com, right?
Velvet Earth Shop.com.
Just velvetearthshop.com.
velvetearthshop.com. No, I'm just saying, like,
I just wanted to...
there comes a point where, like, you like, you had like all these dreams, and then
that was a great segue, by the way. I was just saying. I just wanted to bring up your candles before we wrap up. Yeah.
No, but it's like you had all these dreams, and then you woke up one day when you're like 34, and you realize that none of that shit matters, and that you basically just need to be able to eat and sleep in a clean space where people don't make you want to die.
Shit. Well, my life has been put into a blender and pureed like a fucking smoothie from Jamba Juice for $5.95. The small one, obviously, not the large one.
It's still good to shoot for your dreams because you might get there for a little bit. But then, like, later on...
I think it depends on the person, honey. I'm just saying. It really
like
depends.
My fantasy of, like, everybody else has the same cards as me.
You know what?
It's not just me. That's just how life works.
I've had my ups and downs, but I think, like, I don't know. I think, like...
I hope your life turns out better than mine. Like, that'd be good.
Like, I think that, like, I'm a smart individual. Like, I'm not...
I agree.
I'm not stupid. Like,
I'm not dumb.
You're not dumb either. I'm not saying that either. Like, but I kind of know what I'm good at, and I kind of know what I'm not. Like, that's kind of a thing that I've been able to pick up on. It's like, I can sense environments and situations where, like, I can tell if this is the right move. Like, I'm kind of good at making
Have you ever thought that,
decisions.
Like, if you're not successful, it's possibly not your fault?
Yeah.
Right? Like, a good part of me thinks that maybe it's like, it's not my fault.
But as long as I have my certification and all of that taken care of, I can just get a job anywhere.
But yeah, you gotta have some type of trade or like license or certification.
Yeah. Once I, like, if it doesn't work out, well, I'll just keep working on cars until I can't. That's it.
I wonder what I'll do next.
I don't know.
I know, it's freaking
Stay
me out.
tuned. Anyway, this has been American Groove. If you love us, you can find us at YouTube at Lost in the Groove Pod. So with that, catch you motherfuckers on the next. Peace out.
Dude.